the motorbike. We also think that it also fits the theme of the cyberpunk, right? There are a lot of references, and you may be familiar with the motorbike from other cyberpunk-ish pop culture stuff. So yeah, so the motorbike, it is super cool to have it like the speed that you are achieving there is amazing, but at the same time it really is fitting to the whole idea behind the design of Ghost Runner, that you have to avoid obstacles, you have to learn what is in front of you, like when you are dealing with the enemies on the normal gameplay. I think it's also very rewarding, because you feel super awesome when you can reach this amazing speed sense.
Yeah, and from the start our idea was like, okay, we don't want to create a simulator or something similar. It was from the start pure arcade-ish experience that we would like to achieve, and I feel and I see that we'll achieve it, and can't wait to see you all playing and having fun in this. I already see your reactions, so wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
really
amazing.
I was very bad at this game, but it's been a minute since I played it, so it's okay. I told him to just count my death marker from that, so I hope you didn't post that.
Just the last arena.
Okay. So it's been a year since the events of Ghost Runner. So what has changed from, obviously a lot has changed, but I want you to break down what has changed for the sequel.
Well, I mean, we wanted to maintain this feeling of being a cyber ninja as it was in the first game. So you are still Jack. Jack survived, and you are this powerful character.
Spoiler
who can
for the
slice
first
through
game.
all the enemies in the arena with only his sword. So we are bringing knife to a gunfight. But of course there is more. We wanted to give more accessibility options for the players. So right now you are able to block. You have more abilities to use, but still you can play the game the same way you played the first one. So we are open for the newcomers who could also enjoy the game.
Yeah, there's always a quote that we are saying about the Ghost Runner 2, that Ghost Runner 2 is not a revolution, it's a pure evolution of this brand. And we stick it to it very, very much, and we love it. We listen a lot of community feedback, we read purely every important review.
Godzilla.
And based on
Hey
that,
Nathan,
but
how
also
are you?
based on our, ideas, like, the outside and motorcycle, we decide, okay, we will go with this path, and we are completely confident that this is the right way for evolution for the Ghost Runner 2. So it will be cool.
Yeah, I really like the way that you put that. So I want to, you brought up a great mechanic that I truly enjoyed, because I love Souls-like games. I love that even though this game is more approachable, it still rewards you for precision,
Yes.
and you still have to be very good and get the timings down right. So tell me more about the block and parry system, which I got to try that out and I loved it.
Yeah, it's super satisfying, because when you perform a perfect block, you are performing an execution, a very juicy execution on your enemies, and that's also it also fits well with that fast-paced gameplay. But if you want to slow down a little bit, check what is around the corner, you're now able to do so, because you can block for as much as your stamina allows you to. But it works perfectly, and if you want to play a little bit slower, you are now allowed to do so.
Yeah, in terms of the story, because it's also an important fact, this time we put a lot of effort to make the story deeper. It was also based on the fact that people ask completely and constantly asking, okay, what is the universe of Ghost Runner? What is the characteristics? So we prepared a game hub in which you will find more answers about this cool universe. You will know more about the characters, about their motivations, about your reception of your actions, and so many things. But if you would like to focus only on the gameplay, you allow it.
You can always go to the guy who is giving you a brief for the next mission.
You can skip, and you can go.
I'll never skip. What do you mean?
But we did.
Yes. No, that's amazing. I'm really glad for that, because I love lore digging in any sort of game. So touching on the story, at the end of Ghost Runner, Jack did escape, right? And he did kill the big bad. So what exactly is the big challenge that Jack is going to be facing in this?
We need more spoilers
So
for
in the
this
second
game.
there is a new threat for Dharma Tower. The AI cult is rising outside and inside the tower. And your goal is, of course, to deal with it, to deal with the threat. You are giving aid to the former rebels, and now they are calling themselves climbers. It's the faction that is ruling the tower right now.
Actually, I don't care
they
about
have a
Ghost
trouble with
Runner,
some
but yeah, we
gangs,
have to
and of
watch all
course,
this shit until they
everyone
give me
wants to
Tekken.
be in charge of the tower, and the new threat is pretty big, to be honest. If you saw the pre-order trailer,
Man,
there are
I just
some
woke up.
bosses that we are teasing there, and there will be a challenge for the Ghost Runner.
Yeah. Of course, during the story, you know, the Jack is also evolving. He's changing. When you compare him to the first part, to the second one, you will see that he's changed a lot in terms of the, you know, friendship and so on. He is a way different. For me personally, Jack is similar to Mando from the Mandalorian, obviously, and he's a shy guy, very calm, and then he changing.
When he speaks, he means it.
He's very precision also in speaking, not only in killing.
Yeah, I love that we get to see more personality from him and the other supporting characters.
Yes.
The humor between the banter is just really fun. I really liked that. It makes me feel like the characters are people that I could actually be friends with, right? Like, not everyone's going to get along, which is very nice.
Yes.
So, in speaking with the story, there are going to be branching dialogues. So, what does this mean for Jack and whoever he might interact with?
Yeah, basically he can interact with all NPCs that you may meet in the hub. However, you know, you may talk with them and know more about, you know, their life, their motivations, the situation that's going to happen and are happening in the tower. And I think this is a really fun part because it's giving you a huge background behind every person that you met in your hub. So this is the goal.
So they are not only a talking heads, but they are really the people that you can have an interaction with them and learn more about the world.
Yeah, something we don't have in
about
real
each of
life,
these
Yes.
interactions.
Yeah, so does that mean that there'll be multiple endings?
It's
or is there
fun,
only
yeah,
one ending?
how now interactions are only in
Well,
video
we don't
games,
want to
because in
spoil
real
it,
life we don't have this
but,
shit anymore.
You need to find out.
There is an ending.
Yeah.
We don't talk to
You need to find
people.
out. You need to play,
find out.
and you need to find out.
We think that
Okay.
it's quite satisfying.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You
Like
have
a
me very
cinematic.
curious. I was already going to play, but now I want to play and learn everything about the story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one last question. Is there going to be, would you ever consider releasing sort of a map maker for the community to make different parkour obstacle courses for other players to enjoy?
No.
Well, that's the
Fuck
great
them.
idea, and we know that there are many people who would like to mod the game, and yeah, we would love to think about it, to consider it. That's what we can say for now, but of course we will be supporting the game after the release for the full year.
Yeah, and now we are totally focused on
No,
bringing in on the date.
it's in
taking
short,
the quality
no,
and fun
we're
playing
not
with it.
giving you tools to mod
there is
our
a
game because you
And
would
when's the
make
game going to be out?
better game than we did.
26.
They are
26
afraid of
October.
this, afraid of this.
This year,
This year, of course.
on PC, Xbox, PS5,
Xbox Series.
Xbox Series, yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
What
I'm so
about
excited to play
Switch?
this. I got a
What
tiny
about
piece and I
Nintendo
can't wait
Switch,
to play it
bitch?
already.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so
Switch,
Thank you
bitch.
so much.
Thank you.
All right, well, you heard it here. Ghost Runner 2 hits PC and consoles on October 26th, and I'm going to get on that motorcycle again. We've got lots more ahead right here on Gamescom Studio, so stick around.
You're watching Gamescom Studio, powered by IGN. Ever wanted to build a complex and thriving medieval kingdom and then defend it from your friends who keep trying to tear it down? Well, good news, we have just the game for you. Thrive, Heavy Lies the Crown is heading into early access in 2024.
Give me
and you
Tekken,
can look at
bitch.
it right
I don't
now.
care about
Check it
this
out.
shit. Tekken! I'm just here for Tekken.
No one plans for ruin. I did not ask for this ever-thickening fog, for the illness and decay. that it
Emiliano,
brings.
hello.
It was no threat at first, just a light haze over fresh morning dew, bringing greater sheen to ripe berries and a bountiful fullness to grazing beasts. How subtly that sheen dulls and the bounty dries up, as it begins to creep in, to seep in, and whispers turn to whimpers. Food spoiled, livestock dead, water poisoned. Some call it a cleansing. Most call it the Walgrim. I call it my destiny. My rule seemed bound to failure, but for failure I'd never planned. But you, what destiny awaits the one who walks amongst the Walgrim without fear? It has always been you. So here, take this gift, the mantle it bestows. Pray that you might bear its weight a little better than I. But never forget, no one plans for ruin. When the Walgrim calls, how will you answer?
Yo, Rain! What's up? SCP, hello! Fuck this shit!
Tune into IGN1 on your smart TVs for the latest news on your favorite releases, gameplay exclusives, and all the entertainment you can handle.
Cinefix on IGN1, your friendly Friday night home for film fanaticism.
You're watching The Weekly Fix, ready to fill you in on anything you may have missed in the world of gaming and entertainment.
Welcome to Should I Play This? This is what to watch here on IGN1.
Find it all in one place for free on IGN1.
They turned into a network. Who knew?
Be there. Be strong. Be fierce. Be better. Be different. Be winning. Be epic. Be you at Gamescom 23. Come and be everything at Gamescom 2023.
Hey, just one more day left of Gamescom. Give me Tekken, bitch! Yeah! Let's go!
Hey there everybody, Destin Liguria at Gamescom, and I got a little bit of hands-on time with Tekken 8. Now granted, I am a novice player at this game,
Fuck
but I
you.
have to say it's
Fuck
really
you, noob.
inviting to newcomers who aren't playing against some of the best people in the FGC community. And that has me really hopeful for the full
Let's
release
go,
of the game,
baby, let's go!
Because there are some interesting systems here. Now, I didn't get a ton of time, like I said, but the heat system is really interesting. I know you can activate, and you can either dash in for more damage, or utilize the smash ability to really pummel your opponent. there's a chip implemented in Tekken 8, and the only way to regain your health is to do damage on your opponent. Otherwise, your life bar will get taken away on hit. But I like that sort of back and forth that you have with your opponent in this version of the game, and I like that addition to Tekken 8. Now, as a sucker for super moves, I would be remiss not to talk about rage arts. As a novice again, basically what would happen was I would get beat up a whole bunch, and as soon as I got a chance, I would hit R2 and be able to pummel the enemy. Now, I know high-level players will utilize that in a more technical way, but for me, as a newer player, I have to admit, it does feel really good to have a chance to come back against somebody who's a little bit higher skill level than you are. Now, the fighting game community is really, really excited about the new heat system, how rage arts are being utilized, how the chip system is being utilized, and all of those mechanics are really interesting to a fighting game player.
Give some trailers.
Also, some of the characters have just been hitting all the right notes for players. I got to see Jack. I got to play a few of the fan favorites that are making a return. Unfortunately, the big reveal at Gamescom was the single-player mode where you can unlock cool cosmetics and such for your character by entering into fights or entering tournaments with your friends, or at least those are some of the modes that you can explore. And I would have really liked to see how that was all going to play out.
I bet he played the closed network.
Just two players sitting down and beating each other up. So
he played the closed network. That's why he has nothing to say.
Time doing exactly that with my friends at home. I had about 5-10 minutes to play the game because there was a really long demonstration at the Bandai Namco booth that I had to watch first. So I can't tell you a whole bunch more, but Mitchell and Ronnie at IGN, they are our Tekken 8 experts, and they will be covering this game much more in depth for you. So stay tuned for more. Thanks so much for watching. For more on all things gaming, keep it right here.
When, kurwa? When?
After a 10-year gap, we're finally getting Payday 3 September 21st this year, and we get to look at all of our heisting fantasies.
That was it?
Almir Listo, Global Brand Director and Head of Community, and Andres Hell-Penninger, Lead Producer from Starbreeze, to answer all of our questions about Payday 3. Hello.
Some fucking noob talking about
I want to dive
Tekken?
into this. So why did you decide to launch the Unreal 5 after launch of the game?
I can take that. So when we started the development of Payday 3,
who cares about this game?
Unreal 5 wasn't available, and as Unreal 5 became available, we did look into it and evaluated it, but we just saw that moving and transitioning during development, it would put some risk to the core experience of the project, and the most important thing for us right now is to make sure that the game is fun and it plays well. So the transition post-launch just makes sense for us from a development point of view.
Okay. Oh, and I think this is new footage of the new heist.
Every game gets new footage, and we get some fucking noob who fucking says nothing new,
art museum.
Yeah.
Doesn't bring anything.
Like you said, in the beta we had a bank, which is it's sort of like a vanilla Payday level, right? It has a very classic bank robbery feel to it. It's very core fantasy. This one is a little bit different.
The fuck was that?
Most
Gamescom
has a very different setting, right?
Why you say Tekken 8 when you show everything what we...
a very interesting feature
if that was it!
When you steal the loot that you're after...
I'm gonna rage quit the stream.
So you need to be very quick and very coordinated with your team to get it back to its container before it loses its value.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And it also features a new contractor. Yeah. So for this heist, we're working together with Ice-T, who portrays the character of Mac. Yeah. So apparently, we didn't know this before, but
where is Tekken?
Fan of Payday since 7
Where is
years
new footage?
Yeah,
where is trailer?
So when we reached out to him,
where the
he was
fuck is everything?
With us. So he's a new contractor. This is his heist in New Jersey because he's from New Jersey, so we had to do that for him.
Fuck!
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just have to wait 6 years to get my contractor position in this.
That is correct. So we'll talk after.
Payday 4.
About it.
Oh, okay, great. Yes, Payday 4. There you go. Awesome. So I also want to ask, what was the biggest challenge in developing Payday 3 on the new engine as well? You didn't
Who cares about Payday?
It presented.
I think so. Payday 1 and Payday 2 was developed in our in-house engine.
Yeah,
Brazil,
Gamescom
and
is
Payday
not
3
a
is
good
now in
place.
Unreal 4.
Chills, what happened?
And,
They fuck
one
me!
of the biggest challenges that we faced very early on
I
was
make the
making sure that
stream
we
to
still
watch
kept that
Tekken,
Payday feel,
news,
like moment to moment, 'cause it has
or
a
some
very
trailers,
particular feel, right?
and they
So
show some
we worked on
fucking
that for a very
idiot
long time, and,
that
make sure
doesn't
that
know
we had
nothing
prototype
about the
that
game.
Felt like Payday before we started fleshing out.
And they
more
show
features.
old footage from closed
I
network
also
tests,
think something
and they
that we
think
could prepare
I'm gonna
for
be,
properly for
wow,
Payday 3
that was
when we made Payday
amazing!
2, we didn't
Wow,
know we were
I
gonna be
cannot
working on it
wait.
for 10 years. But making Payday 3, we've built a proper foundation
Piss me off,
so
Larry,
that we
piss
know
me
that
off.
we can continuously update it over time. And with our partner Deep Silver, we can look forward, to at least 18 months of post-launch content. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great because a lot of people still do play Payday
Dude,
2
chill,
to this
what
day.
happened?
So I think that'll be great that it'll be updated constantly as well with the new support. So I did want to ask, because we see a lot of games coming out at the $70 price point, what was the reasoning for the $39.99 release price?
I only have $40. That's it, yeah.
I love that, yeah.
No, but I think it's a fair price point for a fair amount of content, right? Payday the Heist, the first game had 6 heists on launch, Payday 2 had 12, and Payday 3 has 8 on launch, right? But over time, we're gonna add more content, both free and paid, whether it's, characters, heists, weapons, gadgets, new outfits.
So that means the game is not finished.
So, over time, there'll be more to
So what
enjoy,
they are
but I
saying,
think 40 is a great price
yeah,
point,
the
but
game is not finished. That's why we're gonna charge 40, so people cannot complain. That's what they're gonna do.
We feel this is a good
Hey,
price point for the amount of content you get. Yeah.
Look what they're saying. It's a good price for the amount of content, which means the game is the game is not complete.
Yeah. So I do want to talk since I did get some hands-on time.
We just wanna grab the.
Have some mechanics
We
that
just
weren't
want to
able
grab the
before,
bag,
like putting the
you know.
mask on and
That's
being
why
able
we're
to
gonna
climb
release
things
it,
to help with the
like
stealth
cheaper
gameplay.
without
So
shit.
what were the biggest changes in Payday 2
We're gonna charge you later. We're gonna charge later for the rest, like for the rest of the game we're gonna charge more. Believe me.
How can we get closer to what the heist fantasy is?
Oh, they're gonna go like this.
So not necessarily looking at mechanics.
The rest of the game is $100, but
like a very important part of
so
it,
people.
Starting with.
So we're gonna give a little bit for 40, so people get a little bit of taste, and for the rest we're gonna charge more. Yeah, baby, that's how we're gonna do it. That's how it's gonna go.
You can trade them with the police.
Pay to win, baby. Pay to win mechanics, for sure.
To get resources back. So there's a lot of things to play with there that really feeds into like.
And the rest is DLC. There is a lot of to play, but the rest is DLC.
For me, it was a lot about retaining the integrity of the game, like the world of Payday. I think with Payday 2, we went like all over the place, trying different things, and so on. And for Payday 3, we wanted, even though the game is an evolution of the series, we still want to pull back the fantasy and make it more mature again, a bit more dark and gritty. So I think that's reflected, in the behavior of the world.
I don't play Payday. Who plays Payday?
And so on. Yeah. But also our characters, that they look 5 years older. Because a matter of fact is, it's been 5 years since they retired in Payday 2. And that's also an important part of making a sequel that is the same world, it's the same storyline. We haven't gone and changed everything, right? It is your OG4 coming back into a world of crime for whatever reason that is going to unfold in Payday 3.
Yeah, can you actually go into a little bit of the story? Why did they come out of retirement, and what have they been up to?
I think we don't want to spoil too much.
Beta footage gameplay does not represent the final plot. Hard elements are in progress.
When they stole their pardons.
So the game is not even out.
The gang retired, and there were more than 20 people in the Payday gang at the time. They were retired and went their different ways. And for whatever reason that we'll find out in Payday 3, they were forced back into a life of crime. And Mac, the new contractor that is portrayed by Ice-T, including others, are bringing them to New York to help them along.
It's also a greedy crew, They live for this. Yeah.
Well, like we said, video games are expensive.
I'm just pissed off they did that.
That is
I am just pissed off that they did that.
Yeah.
What exactly?
So you did mention earlier that there are going to be some expansions, some free, some not. So how many DLC do you have planned for this game so far?
We're looking at year 1 initially, right? Because that's what we have coming up. But of course, we're fantasizing about what's to come, and there is so much input. I really want to give a shout out to the community, because been with us through these past 10 years, you know, always having great feedback on what to do, what not to do, and they'll definitely influence us, I think, as soon as they get to try their hands on the launch content, and as soon as they start feedbacking us, we'll be taking that in and adjusting course probably slightly.
Yeah, we want to work with them closely, and then also, even though we haven't said exactly what we're going to do for year one, what I can say is that it's important to us that it's not just a content treadmill neither. Like, not only characters and weapons and you know, cosmetics.
Hello,
we
Ibrahim.
want to ensure that we grow the product and we take the experience where we want it to be, and we work together with the community on, you know, finding out that what's that going to be long term.
It's funny with Payday 2 as well. I remember when we were making collabs initially, because we made over 30 different collaborations for Payday 2 over 10 years, right? The fans were like, why did you do this? Why did you add this? Oh no! And now, with Payday 3, they're like, when am I gonna get my favorite collab back? You know, so the tide has changed somewhat, but we still, you know, want to retain the integrity, focus on the core gang initially, and then over time we'll try to see, you know, what collab should we do, what shouldn't we do. Yeah,
and I think retaining the integrity has a lot to do with collaborating with your community. I mean, we have people that have, you know, thousands of hours in the game, and Payday 2 has almost been. Almir and I have been at Starbreeze for almost 12 years now, and working on Payday 2 for a long time. And Payday 2 for us has almost been like a test bed. You know, we've been trying and experimenting a lot with different things. Some stuff that works, some that.
So Payday 2 was your test bed.
We've learned a lot
so what
from
was
that, and
Payday 1 then?
You know, working together with our fans on making sure where their expectations potentially aren't met.
It's funny, yeah. Like I never hear about Payday until Payday 3.
Have, you know, over 200 updates.
It's funny, like so many games you just hear
and I think
when they are releasing,
like,
or like there is like third installation.
Done that instead, and just listening to them and having that very truthful and straight relationship with them. I think that's done a lot over the years.
Yeah, I mean, we waited 10 years for Payday 3, so I think they'll wait a little bit more for any new updates, and they'll be happy to get their hands on this year. So thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are so pumped to play Payday 3 when it comes out. I can't wait to jump back in and try all 8 heists. Payday 3 launches September 21st, so be sure to stay right here at IGN for all of your Payday updates.
What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Macy at the One Punch Man World booth here at Gamescom 2023. There are a ton of things to do here, including playing the game. So, yeah, let's just get started. First thing I need to do is I need to grab my guidebook. After that, I need to play the game demo. I need to get my photo taken. Then I need to punch the punch machine as hard as I can to get bragging rights,
guys,
and then I can get this sweet mask, an awesome fan, and a sweet mouse pad. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna check out One Punch Man right here on PC, flex my keyboard and mouse skills. Let's do this. So are you excited about the game? You haven't played it yet, but you're here, so I kind of think I know the answer to this, but I want to hear it from you.
I am really excited to play this game.
Not only is One Punch Man World available on PC, but it's also on iPad and Android tablets, which is how I'm going to play it right now. What is your favorite One Punch Man character?
I would say King. King is my favorite one because he's so random. You think that he's like one of the top. Well, I'm not gonna do any spoilers. He's just very random. Let's just say that away.
Okay, now I'm at the photo booth. Get your photo taken, get your passport stamped, and you can get your prizes. Here we go. Hallo, sprechen Sie English?
Of course, I do.
I would like to get my passport, please.
So, this is your passport for this area, and all you have to do is we have some activities to do. Maybe, for example, our photo wall, our punch machine, or trying out our new game. For each activity, you will get a stamp. You stamp your book, and the more stamps you will have, the more prizes you will
I
get.
don't know.
Like what prizes?
So if you have 1 stamp, you will get this funny mask. Like, I really like it.
Maybe later.
And maybe if you have 2 stamps, you will have this little pin.
I like that little pin.
And my favorite one is this huge mouse pad.
What?
Yes, when you have 3 of the stands, you will get it. And as an extra, we also have a fan. So if you follow us on any social platform, you will get it.
Because you're a fan.
Because you're a fan.
That's perfect. I'm gonna go get my 3 stamps. Is that okay?
Yes, of course. Do it.
Well, Dankeschön.
See you. Bye.
All right, I got my passport. Let's see.
Hey,
the
so
One Punch Man
Gamescom
World.
is in Germany. Hey, next year. I will probably go. I will think of donate people so I can go there. Start donating.
And of course, no One Punch Man World booth would be complete without a punching machine. I've been doing 100 push-ups a day. Let's see how strong my punch is right now.
You're a bitch. You're just a bitch.
What a ride! Thank you for joining me here at this booth presented by One Punch Man World. On that note, One Punch Man World is coming to PC, iOS, and Android, and pre-registration is open right now at One Punch Man World. I am Seth Basie. For everything else and everything One Punch Man World, keep it right here on IGN.
Yeah, he didn't make the cut. He was cut out from. God damn it. I was weak. What next? Man, fuck IGN. Fuck this.
IGN Playlist is the best way to track your game collection. Now you can even import your entire Steam library to Playlist, making it easier than ever to review games, show off your collection of the world, and finally chip away at that massive backlog you keep meaning to get to. IGN Playlist, check it out.
Wow. Make me so excited.
Welcome to Super Debatable. When you got big takes on superheroes as hot as ours, well, you need a place to vent them.
And that's
Songitto,
exactly
you should
what
make
we'll be doing
merch.
week after week on Super Debatable, arguing over the most
You
divisive topics
finish
facing
only
fans.
up.
The MCU, that multiversal mess peaked years ago. It's all downhill from here.
James Gunn and Peter Safran should absolutely nuke the Snyderverse. We could argue about this all day.
And we will. Join us on Super Debatable Fridays on IGN.
Super.
Want the ultimate IGN experience? Check out IGN Plus. Members get exclusive deals and giveaways, ad-free browsing, unlimited tracking on IGN Maps, discounts at the IGN store and with IGN partners. And best of all, free games. Get 30 days of IGN Plus for just $1. Head to plus.ign.com.
Yeah, I would buy all of your merch. Come on, man.
Hey, you. Want to win some cool prizes?
Why do you sound like an officer stopping someone for it?
Anyways,
if you're watching at home or here in person, Gamescom Epics is the text adventure game of the show. It's a ton of fun, and it's your chance to win some cool swag.
If you want to stay up to date with all Gamescom-related news and announcements, make sure you're following the official social media accounts on your platform of choice, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, Twitch, or YouTube.
Now, let's take a look at what's going on later here, right here at Gamescom Studio. Up next, Max is checking out Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
After that, we're checking out the Plucky Squire, and we also caught up with Neil Blomkamp about his upcoming Battle Royale Off the Grid, and we've got more
the
gameplay
Black
from Black
Myth.
Myth Wukong.
Right now, here's Like a Dragon.
Black Myth Wukong, baby.
This November, Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, will set the stage for next year's entry, Infinite Wealth. Here to tell us about it and show off the game in action, I'm joined by Like a Dragon series chief producer Sakamoto-san and Gavin Green, who will be translating. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. Now, we have some gameplay to show off. I want to hear your thoughts about it, but I have a burning question about when this game
I don't have
takes place,
Roblox.
because we thought we had seen the last of Kiryu in Song of Life, and then he showed up in Like a Dragon in 7, and this is going to be setting up the next one. I guess what kind of time period does this span? And less where does it end off, more where does it start out?
6では風間桐生とさよならしたかなと思ったんですが、このゲームのなんかいつから設定したんですか？やっぱりそう、はい、どうぞ。
龍が如く8をすでにもう発表してお別れだと思うんですけれども、春日一番と桐生一馬のダブル主人公っていう設定でもう龍が如く8を作ってました。
So actually, when we said goodbye to him, we were still planning to have him appear as a double protagonist for 8. So this has been kind of a long time, something that we've been thinking about.
で桐生一馬自体はですね、龍が如く7で、ちょっとこう助っ人としてこう春日を助けてくれるような。
We were thinking about it because we wanna milk the character. We want to milk that character as much as we can. Young doing voice work.
人となりがこうまだちょっと正直つかみきれてないんじゃないかなっていう不安がまずありました。
So also in 7, Kazuma kind of appeared as a sort of backup character, and a lot of people who played 7 but weren't familiar with the previous games in the series are probably still wondering like, who is this character or what's his role within the series.
でそこで改めてこう龍が如く6以降で桐生一馬が何をやっていたのか、どういうこう人生を歩んでいたのかっていうところをやっぱりこうしっかりちゃんと作品に残そうと思って、今回こう外伝という形ですけれども、改めてこういう一つのパッケージとして作ることを決めました。
So this game was kind of invented as a spin-off, a gaiden, but what we really wanted to do with it was talk about what sort of life Kazuma led from the end of 6 to the events in 8. So like what he was doing in the background, what he was up to. This is kind of the goal for this whole game.
I love it. Now we know we're going to be returning to Sotenbori and Ijinsho, and this is a new location.
Persona 3 is the best Persona game.
外森やイジンチョには戻ると思いますが、ここの新しい場所もあると思うんですが、この場所について話していただけますか？
これはもうすでにこうトレーラーでもいくつか公開されてますし、今回のゲームスコムで実際に体験版として遊べる状態ではなってるんですけど、これも外伝7外伝ですごく重要なロケーションであるキャッスルと言われているロケーションになります。
So this is a location called the Castle, and we've already talked about it a bit on the game trailer that has come out before. And actually here at Gamescom, we have a demo where you can play it through it as well. But yes, it's called the Castle.
Nice. Now Kiryu has multiple fighting
styles
again. Sorry,
romance.
My bad. He's got Agent style, which is sort of a faster-paced one, and Yakuza style, which is I think one we're more familiar with. I want to talk about his gadgets. Can you tell me a little bit about the new combat abilities he has as a spy with rocket boots?
流派は2つあって、エージェント、オリューだと思うんですけれど、両方ともあるんですが、今回エージェントについていろいろ話聞かせていただきたいな。
It's funny how we can.
超スパイ的なかっこいい感じなんですが、これについてお話しいただけますか？
龍が如く6以降ですね、大道寺の一派のエージェントとして生きていくっていうことを選んだ。っていうところからやっぱりこうエージェントっていう設定の中でどういった新しいアクションを作ろうかなっていったところが最初のきっかけだったりします。
So at the end of 6, kind of Kazuma decided to become an agent, kind of in the event of Daidoji and everything. But at that point, like we decided, well, how are we going to show off like how this has changed him, how this is fighting has affected his fighting style, and that's what kind of we're showing off here.
Now, I gotta ask something about the glasses because it's like the Clark Kent disguise. When he's wearing them and people who knew him as Kiryu see him, do they know that he's Kiryu or do they buy that he's Joryu, a whole different person? Like, is it like when people see Clark Kent and they don't know that he's Superman?
スーパーマンと同じようにこうメガネをかければ誰もカズマっていうことを理解してないっていう感じなんですが、やっぱりそういう設定なのでしょうか？本当にメガネかけてる時には誰もカズマって分かんないんですか？
今回ゲームでこうコスチュームをねいろいろカスタマイズできる要素があるので、本当にこう元桐生一馬を隠したいんであればこうプレイヤーの皆さんがいろいろコスチュームチェンジして楽しめるんですけれども、ゲームでこういう格好スーツでサングラスかけて ちょっとバレてないふりしますけれども、まあまあ結構物語進めていくと桐生だっていうのがバレていくので、それはちょっとストーリーを楽しみにしといてください。
So in this game, there's actually a kind of look customization feature, so you can change the way he looks. So if you wanted to kind of like mess around with his outfit and kind of change around to make him look even less Kiryu if you wanted to, that's cool. And in the game itself, you know, he kind of walks around and he pretends like he's not Kazuma, but this is something we kind of want people to look forward to. At some point, it's going to be pretty obvious, and there's going to be a lot of characters who are going to recognize him. But I mean, we can pretend it's Clark Kent.
Wonderful. Now, one of the first looks we had at him in Infinite Wealth, he's got this crazy new hairstyle with the silver. You know, he's getting on in years, but I have a feeling that's sort of not a natural decision. Will that be explained in Gaiden, or is that going to be something we have to wait for Infinite Wealth for?
竜8では新しいこう見た目になってもう本当にシルバーヘアになってるんですが、それはこのゲーム外伝では説明されているんですけど、なぜその髪型にしていたんですかっていうことを説明されるんですか。
まああんまりこう細かくは話せないんですけれども、まあこう単なるファッションでああいう見た目になったっていうわけではないってことだけは言っときます。
So we're not going to go into too much detail of it in the game, but it's not just fashion is where we'll leave it at today.
Interesting. Okay. Can you tell me how much Onomichio is in this one? Are we going to get some more fun action?
このゲームにも小野道夫さんは出るんですか？
もちろん。
Yes.
もちろん。Of course.
好きなんですね。
He's like, oh yeah, you like him that much?
That's what I like to hear. Now tell me what we're seeing right here.
ここ今見せてるのは何ですか？
これはキャッスルに搭載されている闘技場と言われているバトルエリアになっています。
So this is the Colosseum, which is a special battle kind of arena within the castle.
で今まで闘技場っていうものはあったんですけれども、今回のセブンガイデンではここの闘技場がですね、こう物語も深く関わってくるような立ち位置になってまして、あとこれチームバトルだったりとか、あとこう操作できるキャラクターをですね、今チームでこう仲間になっているキャラクター全部こう操作プレイヤーとして使えることができます。
So we've always kind of had a battle arena within these games, but for this game specifically, the kind of relationship of the kind of battle arena to the game is a lot more deep, it's a lot more involved. We can't go into too much detail right now, but what we will say is that there's all sorts of different things that this battle arena does. Like you can not just play as Kazuma, you can actually unlock and kind of use other characters as your playable character while you're fighting through the arena. And so that's kind of there's also like a team battle section where you can add more different team members to your battle party. It's really cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for coming by and chatting. I'm really looking forward to this. I really miss Kiryu. I'm happy he's back. I miss that guy. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, is out November 8th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. And Infinite Wealth is hot on its rocket-propelled heels sometime early next year. Right now, though, more Gamescom Studio right here on IGN. Hey everybody, Max Scoville here. We are at Gamescom 2023, and I'm with Genova Chen, who is the CEO and creative director for that game company. And you're about to break a world record, I hope. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing here, this big world record event for Sky?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for coming over and giving us this opportunity to talk about it. Sky has been a game in the development for 11 years, so we are continuously pushing to make new boundaries, to break new boundaries in games. We want to create a game that really connects people together and make them feel they're not lonely. And that's what helped Sky to grow. And last December, we hosted a concert, which we really pushed the boundary of what the server can do to bring 4,000 people together. But a lot of the players, they saw the game, they said, oh, that must be fake, right? That's not real players. You know, you should just play other concert in other games. So we wanted to really, you know, have someone to come in to tell the players, not only are those people real, and we're actually going to set a world record, right? It's very rare for a small indie company to be able to really push the technology to bring something new. So we're here to break 2 world records. The first one is the largest audience in any concert in a virtual world. We will try to break 10,000 audience all playing at the same time today in about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, we're just about 29 minutes and 42 seconds out. This video might go up after that, so you'll have to check the results after the fact.
Right.
This is, what's the, the other
and
record?
the second Guinness record is the most player emoting together at the same time in a video game.
The emote heard around the world. Have you picked the emote that they're all doing, or is it ever which one for themselves? Or
they are very likely to be doing the same emote, but there's always deviants. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of people to corral.
Yes.
Now, can you talk a little bit about the concert? You're having Aurora perform.
Yes.
And this is an reverse concert. Can you talk a little bit about the sort of collaboration there? Because I think we all know how like a concert in person happens. What's it like to make a virtual one?
So for those of you who know Aurora, she's a very famous singer in Norway. We actually collaborated with her back in 2017 before her sound breakout, Runaway that hits, almost 500 million views. What we let her do is the beginning song and the ending credits, because we really like her voice and we love the message she's doing. So when we did the concert together, we want to not just give you 12 minutes of music, we actually want to tell you a story. And so we convert every single song into a level where you play as a complete different character to experience a narrative roller coaster ride. Last December, we have seen many players who go through the concert actually have tears in the end. So this year, not only we're gonna bring the concert back, we will also bring Aurora herself into the game. So she's gonna be there live, and she can interact with the fans. Right? I'm pretty sure this is also some kind of record because, what is the largest online virtual fan meetups, you've ever been to, right? Like, you will have one celebrity and 9,999 fans in the same stadium. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll see,
I love it. It's an experiment. Now, if you could get any artist, living or dead, musician, band, whatever, to perform in Sky, who would you go with?
I mean, if we haven't done the Aurora concert, we will still go with her because the message she has in her songs, it matches with the theme of Sky perfectly. But after Aurora, we're working on it.
Okay, all right. Yes. Very cool. Now, the other big news these days is that Sky is coming to PC. Can you tell us a little bit about what's new and exciting for you as a developer on that side of it, and also what fans have to look forward to?
So, if you remember Journey, that's my attempt to make an MMO game when we only have 12 people.
Good one.
And one engineer who knows how to write online code. But even though we only have one other player you meet in Journey, we want to make it a genuine human connections. We really want to see games bring people together and form friendships. Now, when we bring the games to mobile phone and then to Switch and to PlayStation, each time we bring a new platform, we will upgrade our technology. Right? So now with the PC coming, we can do up to 10,000 players having a wonderful event together. Not only did we upgrade our backend server technology, we also really upgraded the graphics. You're gonna see Sky in 4K, 120 frames per second, and HDR. I don't see many games really focusing on the HDR, but Sky is a beautiful game. And if you can see the game in the HDR screen, you will never want to go back. I guarantee you.
That's
cool. Now you also have a Sky 2.0 update in the works. Right. Can you give a little tease of what's in store for that?
So up till now, we have many ambitions about what an online game is supposed to look like. Today we have our version number is 0.2027. We still haven't hit 1.0. So next year, we guarantee you we're gonna get to 1.0 and Sky is gonna enter a new milestone. And there are many new interesting features that will make Sky the most socially engaging and emotional MMO in the world.
Amazing. And you have another thing in the works, which is an animation project. Are we going to see that pretty soon?
Yes, so when we are developing the story of Sky and release it through the games, it's just not very efficient. A lot of our players wanted to know more about the lore and the history of the game, and having an animated show is really the most effective way to introduce the player to the history of the world. And so we have a new show called Sky, the Two Embers. We are planning to release it next year. And so here's a little teaser. You can take a look.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, Genova, you're keeping really busy. I am very excited to see this show, and I'm excited for more people to, check out Sky. You've got a world record to break, so I'm going to let you go. We have more Gamescom on the way. Stick around.
Thank you.
Maybe, I don't know. Be right back. I'm gonna get some tea for me. Something to drink. No way. Fucking hell.
Behind every game, movie, and TV show you love is a wild, crazy, and sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises to solving a legendary video game mystery,
I'm coming for you.
IGN Inside Stories gives you a peek behind the curtain.
If people come to the game now and see what's going on there, I think they'll be surprised.
Join us as we dive into hyper-dedicated fan bases, worldwide phenomenons, and the most incredible untold tales in games and entertainment.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so good.
It was definitely not what I expected in the best way.
Inside Stories, available now only on IGN.
And I was like, holy shit, we're gonna do this.
What's happening? Ah! Man, fuck it. How they can write Tekken
IGN
8?
Playlist is the best way to track your game collection. Now you can even import your entire Steam library to Playlist, making it easier than ever to review games, show off your collection of the world, and finally chip away at that massive backlog you keep meaning to get to. IGN Playlist, check it out.
Welcome back to Gamescom Studio, powered by IGN. The Brazilian gaming scene continues to grow and evolve, producing exciting and unique games. And with the formation of the Brazil Games Export Program, it's only getting bigger and better. Here to tell me all about it is Rodrigo Terra, president of Abra Games. Welcome to the IGN Studio.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me here.
So I think we're going to take a look at some very cool games out of the Brazilian gaming scene in just a moment. But first, tell us about the Brazil Games Export Program.
So the export program, it's been out for 10 years now. The mission of the export program is to bring Brazilian studios to the international audience. Even events like Gamescom, which has a B2B component, very important, and obviously a consumer aspect of the event as well, to studios to see the international audience, to showcase their games, and obviously doing a business. So we've been doing that in all major events in the world. So, you can see Gamescom and other ones in Asia and throughout the world.
If there is something more about it.
We want to get back to Brazil because we have the big festival, which is international festival as well, and then the export program supports also the studios to be there and to showcase to audience, an international audience there as well. So it's mainly focused on bringing the best games, the best projects, and the best companies to be face-to-face with a publisher or an investor or of any other kind of opportunity they can have here in the international market.
Can you give us a sense of the size of the Brazilian gaming community? For instance, AberGames is an association of Brazilian game developers.
Yeah.
Do you have like an idea of how many members there are or how many development studios there are?
Yeah. AberGames members, we are 170-ish now. The whole Brazil has more than 1,000 studios nowadays.
Wow.
So throughout Brazil, across the whole country. And then we represent like 10-12% of it. And we have a network of 17 local entities which are connected with AberGames, and then covers the other 90 of the percent of the developers. Here at Gamescom this year, we have 50 companies that came with us with the export program, and 10 other companies for incubator accelerators programs in the state of São Paulo, and city of São Paulo as well. So we came together this year again, but now with more and more companies than ever. That we ever done in our life. So it's the largest delegation ever.
Very cool. Let's take a look at some games. One of them that looks really cool to me is Chess-orama.
Chess-orama.
Sort of like a twist on chess. It's not just classic chess, right?
Exactly.
Tell us about this game.
So the studio itself, so Chess-orama is one of these takes that I usually talk about the Brazilian creativities in the Brazilian studio. So Chess-orama.
I'm gonna wait for that Wukong, and after Wukong, fuck this shit.
They're trying to create a mashup of genres, right? In terms of how they can create a more fun game and recreate the experience of the chairs, chessboards, right? And you're seeing different themes like chess with soccer, chess with princes, chess in the medieval ages. So that's how I feel that the take of a Brazilian studio. You know, to have like a signature. We always have a twist in terms of genre. We don't exactly replicate something that was out there or it's a trend, just a trend. But they obviously, I mean, that's why I love to work down there, because people are getting out the craziest ideas ever and make them quality games. So that make them polished, make them very interesting to play. So I'm waiting to play the next build of it. So
yeah, this looks really fun and clever. I want to play that game. That's coming out this year?
I think so.
Okay, I hope so. The next one is The Light of Darkness.
Yeah.
What do we need to know about this game?
Well, it's a side-scroller, 2.5D, very well polished, very well visually. Incredible one, and it's a mix. So you are a hybrid being between an angel and a demon. And the thing of Light of Darkness, I think it's they trying to bring a new take on what is the not just the side-scrolling, but the theme of being. So I'm watching. I haven't watched that one. So that's really that's a new version of it, and I haven't saw that.
Wow.
So they're trying to make that a very challenging side-scroller. It's not super easy exactly to play. But yeah, so and they invested on the graphics. So what we're going to see in that will be a beautiful 2.D side-scroller with that take on mythological beings and etc. And you play it as a hybrid being that sounds and looks really fun to.
Yeah.
To.
Is this Metroidvania?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you're speaking my language. These are my kind of games. The last we're going to take a look at is Tower of Samsara 2. The original. The original's already out.
Yeah.
This is well, the original is like a Souls-like puzzle platformer.
Yeah.
Is that what this one is as well?
Yeah. So Tower of Samsara is the second installment of Helix Studio. It's a studio from
Yo, Mehmet
in São Paulo. And in this game, actually, they tried to continue the story of the first game, right? Yeah. And the fun story about this Tower of Samsara now, it's a kind of franchise, right? So they're trying to create a kind of new template of game. So you can create very Souls-like-esque side-scrolling in pixel art for many instruments of it. So they try to create like a basis of the gameplay in a way they can replicate. And then this second one, and they are amazing art as well. So I love the pixel art that they do. It looks like they sort of great. Obviously, all of our members who stood all of the delegation, we bring only the best what is being doing in Brazil. And to my joy, many studios now are reaching there. So, but there's this just 3 examples. Sure. We have more than 100 games here being shown this year during Gamescom. I mean, to publishers, the studios brought the prototypes and the games itself. So the scene now in Brazil is really strong. So and I can say it's equally comparable to any other place in the world.
I mean, if these 3 games are any representation, I want to play all 3 of these games.
Yeah, me too. And I love Towers and Sarah, it's my favorite. So
very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by the IGN stage and sharing all the cool stuff that the Brazilian development scene is up to.
Thank you so much.
All right. It is awesome and inspiring to see the Brazilian gaming scene continue to grow. We've got tons more video game coverage ahead right here on Gamescom Studio, so stick around.
Man, just give me that Wukong and I'm going fuck away from here. I am disappointed. I am disappointed.
Hey, you!
Fuck you!
Yes, you! Do you have FOMC? Fear of missing Gamescom?
Oh my god.
Relax.
So cringe! Who make this fucking shit?
Everywhere you want.
Boom.
Gamescom now. Register now.
Oh my god, that girl must feel so awkward doing this. Oh my god. You can see on her face she didn't want to be in this commercial. But she was like, yeah, money, you know, like, why did you do it? For money, of course. Why? Why this? Bullshit, man. Bullshit. This is so shit.
Tune into IGN1 on your smart TVs for the latest news on your favorite releases, gameplay exclusives, and all the entertainment you can handle.
Cinefix on IGN1, your friendly Friday night home for film fanaticism.
You're watching The Weekly Fix, ready to fill you in on anything you may have missed in the world of gaming and entertainment.
Welcome to Should I Play This? This is what to watch here on IGN1.
Find it all in one place for free on IGN1.
They turned into a network. Who knew?
The Cinefix Top 100. A list so secretive even we don't know what movies are on it or where they rank.
What do you mean you don't know?
Each episode will reveal one of the movies.
Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed. That was good. I liked it.
Talk about why it belongs and finally find out where it ranks.
Are you not entertained?
Are any of the movies we've shown here even on the list? I have no idea, and it drives me crazy. Join us as we find out on the Cinefix Top 100, Mondays, starting July 3rd.
Why so serious?
Revealed right here at Gamescom this week, Project Mugen is the massive new free-to-play open-world RPG heading your way soon. Here to tell me all about it is Ritten Wang, Senior Marketing Director. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
The IGN stage here.
Yeah.
Congrats on the announcement of this game.
Yes, I'm so excited to announce this game in Gamescom.
They are really dragging this
I
out,
hope that, everyone will going to like the PV and
that's the reality of the fucking bullshit.
Release in the future. Yeah.
Well, so tell us what's this all about? Project Mugen. This is it's an.
But at the same time, we are the generation that is impatient,
kind of
you know, like
art style, but based on urban, real life city
we are not patient enough to wait.
So that to enable the users, players can
what is this? In-game footage?
So what is this world? What is this city that we're looking at right here?
Yeah, I think this
Project
is,
Mugen.
we need to go back to the original idea that the producers and the original production team, they want to do is that they want to bring the urban city to life, because they believe that during the urban city that people will see
Anime
a lot of
waifu?
things that you see every day
In
and you are
GTA
very
style?
familiar with, but,
GTA's, yeah,
on
this
top
game
of
looks
that,
dope,
we
but
will
it's
have
free to play,
something,
so I don't know.
abnormal phenomenon
Oh
we
shit!
build, behind the normal city. So
That means
you will
that there
find
is
there's some
there must
conflict
be some
between the
currency inside.
reality
If
and
game is
something
free,
abnormal,
it's
and
not
this
free.
can bring the tension behind that, so that people can experience something like the watch the firework. And maybe you can see the movie in the game, and you can also enjoy some of the coffee shop like in the game. But also at the same time, you can explore and identify some weird and strange story behind that. So this is what we want to do. And
So we're seeing a lot of characters here. Who are these? Who are the main characters, and what are they trying to accomplish?
yeah, we do have in this PV, you will see that we have already introduced 5 different characters here, and each of them are very different. Have some special identities there. For example, we have a bunny girl. You can see that she's a very funny girl, and also she has a warhammer as a weapon, and also it's a vehicle for him to move in the city. And also, we have another following heroes we are developing, and it's on the way.
Free to play, but not
I think we're seeing some
free
of the
to
combat
use.
here. Can you talk about how the combat's going to work?
Oh yes, so far we have developed a different combat style here. It's not only related to the character's identity, but also we have some special weapons here. For example, we have the baseball bat that can spray flames, and also maybe a yo-yo that can change the size.
Yo,
and you can leverage
Romeo.
this kind of thing as a weapon to battle with your enemies. And also we have special movement here. So if you combine the movement and the special weapon together, you will find or create some interesting combination during the battle. Yeah.
Is it true you're able to make use of sort of elements in the environment
Yes,
in
of
combat?
course. Yeah, of course. You can see from the PV that you can always leverage the elements from the environment. And you saw, for example, some character can use the mind power to control some elements. For example, the trash can and cars to hit or to beat the enemies. So it's really freedom.
So is it all in this one city, or do we ever go beyond the city limits?
This is so far we have built this thing in one city, but we have more and more cities map we are developing right now. And so at the end, I cannot tell that it's there is one city game or a multiple city game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can you give us a rough idea of just how big the city is?
I think it's hard to say now because the team is working very hard, developing more and more elements in the city and build a bigger city map right now. And this really depends on the time and the work behind that. Yeah.
Can you talk about the traversal mechanics a little bit? We see characters swinging, there's some parkour, there's some wall running. It seems like there's a lot of different ways to get around the city.
Yeah, I think this is idea from the production team that they want to provide different unlimited movement for players to enjoy, to explore the city. So you can see there as a parkour, kind of the free running and also the swinging like Spider-Man in the city, and so that can enable the players to
It's not out yet. This game is in development, yeah?
With a different side angle, and also to experience that when you are swinging fast between the different building, that kind of very exciting experience. And also we have different vehicles that designed in this game, then so you can choose either you doing the climbing the wall, run on the roof of the building, or even you ride a vehicle or motorcycle in the city and to explore it. Yeah.
So outside of combat, what other activities can our characters do in the city?
Yeah, we will have first of all, we will trying to bring those normal life activity into the city. For example, you can see the live house there, and also you can go to a cinema with your companies and to enjoy to watch a movie there. And on the other hand, there we have built a chaos abnormal phenomenon here. So you as a we call it the infinite trigger. The players code infinite trigger, and you can to investigate all the abnormal case behind that.
So Project Mugen, what does that mean? What is Mugen?
Okay, Mugen actually, it's I think this is from the producer's idea because Mugen is a word that means infinite. So it's quite in line with our concept. We want to build an infinite world here and infinite experience here. On the other hand, Mugen is a kind of similar pronunciation with Chinese 无限, which is also the meaning of infinite.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it has a very cool look, very cool like anime art style. Can you sort of talk about how you landed on the look of the game, the visual identity of it?
This is because the team is really a big fan of the anime, and they are trying to.
It's a nice way of saying that animation teams are weebs. That's
why they build on this, and also
that's like nice way to say they are fan of animation. They are weebs.
It's not real art style, so this leaves us a room that to introduce some abnormal or strange characters.
It's my cousin's birthday.
Strange phenomena that into this world, it will make it not so weird.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, Project Mugen, it's looking awesome. When are we going to get to play
Happy birthday to your cousin.
We are still in developing this game, so also I'm very eager to see how it will going to be. But we will have some news to release once we have be ready to show to the players, and I hope that everyone can join the world and to give us feedback to help us to optimize the game, fine-tune the game. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming by the IGN studio here.
Yeah, thank you so much, team.
Okay, you can pre-register for Project Mugen right now, so go do that. And keep watching IGN for all things Project Mugen. We've got lots more right ahead here on Gamescom Studios, so stick around.
Whoa. Shit!
What's up, Cobra fans? Welcome to Cobra's Corner. Is this for real? Yes, Black Sabbath. 3 huge game developers have gotten together to create the ultimate gaming experience. The top video game players in the world. Are they any good in a battle royale type situation?
What is this frame rate?
Not this, but actually this. It's not playing around on the screen. We do have ex-Navy SEALs coming down. We need the best of the best. Anybody can play. You just gotta be brave enough.
The fuck is happening?
To take a bullet. Hello Kitty wants to know if it hurts. Bam! Of course it hurts. We donate 100 grand worth of cyberlimbs. There's a chance for fame. There's a chance for fortune. I need you to take her down to Midtown Harbor. Do not f up. You can also... Oh, God. Hey, look at me. Welcome to me. Fans, click me, like me. I don't care. Watch me. Don't watch me. I'm over this whole thing. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. The bottom of the screen.
Video games have borrowed quite a bit from Neil Blomkamp's movies, and now he's working on one of his own, and we just got our first look at what looks like in action, and here to tell us all about it, Off the Grid, Chief Visionary Officer at Gunzilla Games, Neil Blomkamp. Welcome, dude. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is like an annual tradition now.
I know.
We sit here all year and wait for you to show up, and you finally come in. Okay, so we found out that this game has a 60-hour campaign, but it's also a 150-player multiplayer game. How on earth does that work?
Well, I mean, we still have to make sure it can work, but the idea basically is in the middle of a battle royale, you would be able to choose to go on specific missions, and as you execute those missions, you get basically cinematic cutscenes that expand on characters and expand on the world. And you can kind of opt into it or not, but we want to make it as compelling as possible.
Does that mean like someone come up behind you and shoot you in the head while you're watching a cutscene, or?
No, that's a big part of it is to try to figure out how to isolate the player. So like, I mean, obviously the battle royale continues.
Right.
You're basically locked away for a minute or a minute 30, and then, I mean, we're curious to see if we can make it work.
I genuinely love the transparency on that. That's really cool.
Now we got to look at some Can you tell us a little bit about sort of how much of this stuff is stuff found on the playing field? How much of it is player upgrades? What are we sort of working towards between between rounds?
Well, there's a lot of it is found on the battlefield. It's from very exotic and rare all the way over to like more common. I think one of the things that when I came on, one of the things that Gunzilla had already figured out that I loved was this idea of cyber limbs. There's this whole other element with limbs that the game has that I think is super interesting. So making those rare items that can be gathered in the island is important.
What's the sort of like creation process like in terms of developing these limb upgrades? Like how crazy do you get when you pitch it, and do they say yes, no, go for it?
Well, I mean, so Vlad Korolev, who is the CEO, is massively influential in the way the game design occurs. Like he's an exceptionally obsessive gamer, and is very knowledgeable about what he thinks the best way is to implement gameplay. And one thing that he was adamant about was that the cyber limbs cannot be weapons, right? They can't be guns themselves. Right. The whole whatever we do, it has to revert back to being able to have hands and be able to hold weapons. So the weapon is sort of more familiar or traditional to the traditional gamer, right? The cyber limb then becomes a little bit more exotic in what you can do with it, but as long as it isn't a weapon. So initially we were thinking along fairly traditional lines, and then as we expand, hopefully we can start introducing more and more crazy
I like that rule because it sort of like paints you into a specific corner.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah, you have to be creative to get your way out of. I like it.
Now, can we talk about this guy in the trailer? What's his deal? What's his story?
Sholto. So,
oh, awesome.
We were wondering.
No. So Sholto's in Off the Grid. He's actually okay. Let me explain the background and the lore, because the background to the game is actually I totally love what we've come up with. So, the idea is about 30 or 40 years from now, 3 game companies, it may be game companies that we're sort of like kind of familiar with, buy an island in the Pacific. Okay. And once they purchase the island in the Pacific, they also go out and purchase resuscitation technology from the US military. So when you go to the island for real and you suit up, you can opt to have your limbs cut off. You get cyber limbs. So the idea would be Twitch streamers and gamers actually go there to challenge one another, right? To a real-life battle royale. And then you die, and you get injected with resuscitation nanobots, and then they bring you back to life. So if you were to make a film or a TV show out of it, you'd have people in hospital beds recovering, because it's like probably a 5-month recovery of like growing your limbs again.
Right.
And sort of tweeting about how the experience was, right? Or they'd win. They could also, obviously, they could win as well.
So it's kind of a game. It's a game within a game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And that means that some of the missions and the stuff in the cutscenes that we're doing are actually, it's almost like the Running Man. Like they're synthetic. But then you've got real missions behind the synthetic missions where maybe some of the game designers have an actual mission that they've sent you on, right? So Sholto, his character's name is Cobra. He got lobotomized and got turned into.
No, I'm rage quitting this. I'm sick and tired of this. Fuck this shit. I'm rage quitting. I'm about to rage quit.
As soon as the cameras stop rolling, he'll just sort of sit there.
These fucking losers.
And not know who he is. So he's like, it's all personality. Basically nothing. So a lot of what we'll do is learn about his backstory.
Jesus, you're taking my life.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go buy groceries,
I love
and
it,
this
like
shit
the original
happened.
Battle Royale novel or
They
you know,
say
the movie. There's
Team
always
Tekken.
like
There's
there's
gonna
an
be some
announcer
Tekken.
Japanese one. Yeah, and it's like it's something that's I feel like is sort of missing from the actual game genre. Will he be like giving updates on the state of the game? Like is he sort of narrating?
Just give that Wukong.
That's exactly what we
Let's
want
watch
to do. And I
that
mean,
Wukong.
obviously, the original Battle Royale, which is an amazing film, it's kind of imagine if you took that film but you switched out the school kids with everyone who thought that they were, if you were to make a film out of it, everyone who thought they were tough or they were able to actually compete. So it would draw in the best actual gamers. It would draw in ex-special forces guys. It would draw in bouncers. It would draw in like, it could be anyone. It could be an accountant who just wants to see how he does. Yeah. You know, so
Just bored.
Yeah, it's like PUBG in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the first stuff we saw of this was very very gritty. It looked awesome, but you know we get a lot of gritty tough games, and since then we've gotten a lot of very funny stuff like Just Deal with Delia. We've got Cobra here.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about sort of finding the right tonal balance while still giving players control of the situation? Because obviously, I mean, you kind of cover for that with the sort of the meta style of it, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, tonally, it took a while to narrow in exactly on the tone that we have now, which I think is perfect because it has a little bit of a, well, not a little bit, it's overtly satirical now.
Right.
So it's and I mean, you can't have a real world battle royale without it being satirical, right? So it is
Fuck
satire,
it.
but then
I'm
it's
done.
satire mixed with the kind
I'm
of
done.
real world cyberpunk tone of
Cyber, shut the fuck up. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Boring. Yeah, I'm gonna be like the new generation. Fuck this boring shit. I'm done. Thank you for watching. The Tekken panel was shit. The Project Mugen was interesting, and the rest I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like I'm too tired to. Never mind. See you tomorrow or like today. See you next time. See you soon. I'm going to buy some food because I'm fucking starving. Oh, that was a waste of time.